Hello, beautiful people, and thank you for tuning into my channel. My name is Jennifer Diamond, and I live a whole food, plant exclusive, sofas-free, gluten-free lifestyle for health and well-being. And today I thought that you might want to come along with me and talk about shoes. So we all wear shoes, and I'd like to share a little bit about my foot shoe journey. Gosh, I don't know how many years ago, maybe 20 years ago, I tried Pilates Reformer, which is a Pilates style exercise, and they use these machines and springs, and it's a pretty cool way to exercise and build strength. And when I first started, it was required that you take some private lessons to learn how to use the machines. And then they offered classes, which were very reasonable. But, to not have the classes was a little, it was pretty expensive. So just to do one or two and then be able to do inexpensive classes worked for me. So I went ahead and tried it. And I was having a lot of pain in my knees and I couldn't figure it out. And the lady that was training me had me using one of these pieces of wood. And it was, I don't know the name of it, but it was a piece of the reformer equipment. It wasn't on the actual reformer machine, but it was something that had a step and you can, it has springs and there was a piece of wood and you step on the wood and you exercise that way from a standing position. And every time she would have me do anything that had me putting weight on my knees, I would get this shooting pain in my kneecap. And so she ended up helping me figure out. One day she said, "Oh my gosh, it's your feet. Your feet are not aligning and you're getting this shooting pain." And so she said, you should go and see a podiatrist or somebody who specializes in the foot. So I did and told him what happened. And he said, "Oh, you need orthotics," because what was happening is my arches were kind of, I don't know, something was happening where if you turn the arch out, with an orthotic, and you kind of roll it so that you're kind of walking this way instead of flat, it would align the kneecap and the pain would go away. And I also did physical therapy and they said that I had overdeveloped outer muscles on my legs and it was kind of pulling the kneecap out of alignment. So there were a few things going on. At any rate, he made me orthotics and I wore those in my shoes for years. I used to have Brooks, which is a brand. That's what I started with. And I loved those. And I would take the inserts out and I would put the orthotics in. And after getting accustomed to how they felt, I realized they were working. So, why change something that's working? So fast forward, I eventually switched to these, which are not new, but, they're not super old. And these are the Hoka One One, which is a brand that I really love. They're super comfortable. They have lots of different, levels of comfort. And some of them, these are like the super comfy ones, but they're heavier. So maybe somebody that was running or depending on what you're using them for, and how they feel, there are different levels to choose from in terms of comfort and weight. So I'm just going to open this up because I have my orthotics in here still. And let me just get them out. And these are the original orthotic that I had made. And after many, many years, I had the bottoms, not this part, but this part redone because it was wearing down. But do you see how it, there's a definite curve here where my arch is. And so in the shoe, my foot would lay here and it worked really well. So anyways, in this journey of mine, I've been learning about so many things while I'm healing. And one thing that I started learning about is the health of our feet. So before I go to that, I actually also want to just show, and these have been really worn. These are also Hokas. They're like these sandals, and they're waterproof. So, you know, we have a pool, and in living in Arizona, you're around water a lot in the summer. So I liked the idea of these. And if I'm not wearing them in water, I always had socks on, because otherwise the material kind of felt weird. But what I liked about them, I don't know if you can see, there's like a built-in kind of arch. So it kind of is like the orthotics. And when I was bedridden, and even generally getting out of bed from my small fiber neuropathy and starting to regain my strength and my mobility, as well as other surgeries that I have had since owning these would be the shoes that I would wear. They're soft, they're squishy, and that they helped me to get around. And I still like these. So anyways, I've been to a few retreats over this past year. I've been fortunate enough to go to, and one of them was the Pillars of Health with JP, and it was in Chicago, well, outside of Chicago, in I think it's called Mundane. I'm sorry if I'm messing that up, Illinois. And, you know, one of the things that he talked about and spoke about is barefoot shoes. And, you know, actually, to be perfectly honest, there was a time when I heard somebody talking about barefoot shoes, and I tried barefoot shoes, and they hurt my feet. So I went back to what I knew, the orthotics. And I guess I'm skipping around a little bit, but that was like another time that I had heard about these at the Pillars of Health. And I was interested, and JP, he wears, you know, zero shoes is what they call them. And, you know, I thought, well, maybe I should give it another try, because another thing that I was doing while I was trying to get over the beginning part of healing from my small fiber neuropathy is grounding and doing my circadian rhythm reset. And so I would go outside in the morning, and I still do, and watch the sunset, watch the sunrise, or if the sun was already up, just, you know, get used to seeing the sun out and grounding your feet. So barefoot, so that the energy of the earth goes through your feet. And, you know, if you have grass, you know, if you have dirt, if you have sand, if you're at a beach, wherever you are, the ground is like supposed to be the best. And cement and pavement and things like that are second. And so I thought, wow, I'm supposed to be letting this energy in to help me. And, you know, and then I'm hearing about these zero shoes, and I just kind of was tying it all in together and thinking, maybe I should give it another shot. And so I then came across somebody doing yoga, and she was talking about her doing like foot yoga. I mean, so I started doing foot yoga, and foot yoga has to do with taking the fingers and putting them in between your toes, you know, slowly, and then eventually getting down and just spreading out all of our toes. Our toes and our feet were meant to be what holds us up, and we're meant to spread out, and we put them in these shoes, and they're very confining, and especially women's, like, you know, high heel shoes and pointy, you know, business shoes can be very restrictive in not allowing the foot to kind of open the way that it should be. So I started doing that, and I thought, you know what, I want to try to not go right into these zero shoes. And just to take a minute to tell you, shoes like this, and this is exaggerated and not the truth. There is, I forget what it's called, but there is a line that goes, that kind of goes up, an incline, so to speak, and they have them numbered. If you go to a shoe store, you can ask them what grade of, you know, gosh, I wish I knew the name, but if I think of it, I'll put it in the show notes. And, you know, there's different levels of incline, right? So the high heel is where your heel is way back here and your toes are in the front, and all the way even into shoes like these. Now, these are over exaggerated because when I went into the store and asked about these look really high because they go out, but they said, no, this just has like a little bit of a lift. I think they called it a 5 or something. And different ones have different lifts. And so the zero shoes, there's zero. There's no, it's just flat like you're barefoot. And that's the idea behind it, is to be protecting your feet from walking in, outside areas or wherever they could get injured or hurt, but at the same time, having the effect and the feeling that your feet are barefoot. So I learned and researched a little bit about, what's the best way to start progressing and trying something. And I came across these shoes, and they're called, here they are. Aren't these cute? Oh, I love these. These are called Whitin, and I will post the link in the show notes, and they have a little tag here. Let's see if you can see that. I don't know if it's very clear, but it's WHITIN, and it says it inside the shoe as well. Let's see, maybe you can see that better. The W is a little worn off because I've been wearing them. And what I like about these is they're the zero, even though it looks like it on the outside that there's a little bit of elevation, there actually is not in the inside. Or if there is, it's so tiny. I mean, because they do have an insert in here. Let's see, let's just pull it out. And no, these are flat and they are flexible, which I was always told, you don't want flexible shoes. That means, there's no support. Well, I'm open to new things these days. And so they're flexible, they're flat in the bottom. And I love that the toe area is wide. It's wide. So if we compare it to my other pair, let me just put this back in here. Let's see, it looks wide until you put them really close together. I wonder if you could see that very well. Let me try this one. So, the older one, it kind of goes in a little bit this way. And these, it's more square shape is my point. And I don't know if you could see that, but anyways, I got these. They are the most comfortable shoes. I don't put my orthotics in them. I just have them the way they came. And I was like, oh my gosh. Why didn't I find these years ago? And nothing hurt. And then I ordered another pair and I got them in black. So now I have this cream color and black. And then I ordered a third pair, the white pair. And then I thought, you know what? I canceled the order and I didn't get the white pair because I thought, well, 2 is enough for me, but they have white or they did at one point. And anyways, so if this is something that you're interested in trying, I would recommend trying these first. And of course, I'm not a doctor. I am not telling you any medical advice at all. And if your, feet are in a certain setup and your podiatrist told you, or you've had foot surgery, or you have bunions, or you have hammer toes, or you have whatever, go and talk to your medical professional and ask them about these and see if they recommend for you, if it would be something to try. I'm just sharing what I'm doing for myself and what feels good to me, because when something works and feels good, I love to share it in hopes to help somebody, if nothing else, just be able to explore something new. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I go live or post new videos. I'd love it if you'd give it a thumbs up. It helps me reach other people and spread the word about healthy living. And if you have a question or are interested to communicate with me, go ahead, click on the comment section and post a comment. I'd love to hear from you. So anyways, going back to that, then I decided, okay, I've been wearing these a lot and I think I'm ready to try the next step. So I ordered what I think they're called, these are Ballet finger shoes. And your toes actually fit in. Each one gets its own little toe area. And I thought, oh my gosh, these are so cute because they're like little ballet shoes. I could wear this, you know, if I was dressing up a little bit or or whatever. And so they have a little thing here that you can push down to tighten it, or you can loosen it, and then you can move this thing to tighten it to fit you. And so I've actually let's see, what are these called? Vibram 5 fingers, and I'll link these below as well. I don't know if you could see that, but I will link these below in the show notes. So I put these on. I wore these one day, and one foot felt terrific, and one foot kind of hurt, and it hurt near the bun. I have a bunion. What's a bunion, if you don't know? It's like the bone underneath the big toe kind of goes out, and mine's hereditary. And some people, you know, they get really bad, and people have to have surgery. So anyways, I was thinking, should I show you my bunion? I guess I could. See how it goes out. So anyways, I only have it, I have it worse on one foot than the other. Let's see what this foot looks like. See, bunions. Anyways, I went ahead and put these on. I'm going to try to put these on right now for you. And, you know, the hardest part for me was making sure that all the toes got into their right spot. And, you know, this one went on really quickly. Aren't those cute? I mean, they're cute. What do you think, Remy? Yeah. So I thought, okay, well, it's my first time, so I can't really, you know, judge it yet. So I would like to continue to explore these because I think they're really cute, and they are the Zero shoes. And so anyhow, that was my next step. Now, I also ordered some by the same company, and they look like this. And I just recently started wearing these. In fact, I still have the tag on them because I wanted to make sure that they were comfortable. And these are Vibram 5 fingers also. It's called the same thing, but these, so I'll just put the one down with the tag. These have more of like, you know, the string going back and forth. It's not a tie because it has a Velcro here and a little tongue. And so when you have them on, you can tighten up the strings, the shoelaces, so to speak. And then like the other one, this one has a little thing here. You can squeeze it. It's easier to do with 2 hands, and then move it down and tighten it so that it fits your foot better. And then there's a little piece of Velcro here, and it just Velcros there. So you don't have anything popping around. I over tightened these just to show you, but let me see if I can put it back the way it was so you can see, or I could just show you on this shoe. So that's how it sits when it's on me and correct. And I struggled to get my right foot in this one because of the way my big toe goes because of the bunion. And so I have to kind of put my foot in and just take a few extra moments to get them all in the toes. And you know what? These felt amazing from the moment I put them on. And I have been wearing these on walks around the house, for errands. And I love them so much that I haven't had a chance to continue to wear these to see if these will end up feeling as good. But, you know, it's important that we all try and see what fits or feels good for ourselves. If you decide you want to go down this path and you visit your doctor, if you have issues with your feet, and, you know, kind of play with it. And I thought for sure I was going to get knee pain. I was going to get all these problems. And you know what? So far, nothing. I haven't had any problems. So I've been enjoying feeling more of the ground. You know, it's not barefoot because, right, there's something here. And it has some kind of like a rubber sole. So, you know, if you step on something in the parking lot or when you're out at the grocery store, whatever, you are protected with your feet. But So the only thing that I have noticed about wearing these when I walk around is the weather here is getting colder because it's winter. And I noticed that my toes were cold when I was out on a walk. I don't want Remy to hear the WALK word because I don't want to go. But when we were doing a W, which is what we call it in our house, I noticed that my toes were cold. But my toes are cold often and my fingers. And that may have to do with my hypothyroidism issue and my Hashimoto's. So, just things to share that I'm noticing. I just found it to be so fun that I thought I would just come on here and share about the shoes. And have you tried Barefoot shoes? Have you tried these, with the large toe box? Do you wear orthotics? Have you tried Hoka's? Have you tried Brooks? Do you wear those? I think they're called QC or OCQC. There's some other brands, there's all kinds of different shoes out there, but I just wanted to share what I'm doing. And I'd love to hear, what you think about it or what you're doing. So thanks for tuning in. Be well, be safe, take care of yourself, eat your greens. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye now.